Welcome to Chakra Capitalism YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss how the wellness industry gave you anxiety, and then sold you the cure. What if you were never unwell? What if you were just tired of working a 60-hour week and pretending yoga and oat milk would fix it? But then capitalism whispered, your root chakra is blocked. So now you're tired, anxious, and blaming your pelvis. Welcome to the $4.4 trillion wellness industry, where your suffering might as well be just another profit opportunity. Let's dive deeper into this. Wellness used to mean not being dead. Now it means matcha powders, trauma-informed everything, and morning routines so tiring you need another nap. And the kicker? The same system that overworks you, isolates you, and inflames your nervous system now sells you the cure. In boho style, scented with eucalyptus. In a world where burnout is no longer a badge of honor. The solution is no longer structural, now it's personal. But hey, you're not exhausted. You just need to raise your vibration. You don't need rest, you need a better lavender oil. Your depression? Mercury is in retrograde, not capitalism. What if the truth is that no one wants you regulated? Why would they? A regulated person questions the system. Questions everything. But a dysregulated one? They buy crystals at 3 a.m. and binge TikToks looking for closure from their inner child. It's not healing if it makes you hate your body. Distrust your emotions. Exhaust yourself further and consume endless tarot readings to feel aligned. It's just a rebranded hustle culture with better aesthetics and Palo Santo. A pyramid scheme. But holistic. So the next time someone says everything is energy, ask them who owns the power grid. Because you have none left. And until healing includes burning the system that made us sick. It's not spiritual. It's just profitable. Namaste. And if that wasn't enough, you're now expected to spend your weekends in an infrared sauna, while microdosing psilocybin, and journaling your sacred rage in a $49.99 notebook. You're sipping matcha that's shade-grown, harvested on a full moon, and blessed by a certified Reiki barista. You've yoni steam your past life wounds away. You attend weekly breathwork circles where people sob like abandoned toddlers and leave with Instagram captions saying, just released 8 generations of ancestral shame. Grateful. #healing. You've bought crystals charged by virgins. Signed up for a kundalini activation that looks suspiciously like an exorcism. And booked a trauma-informed face massage with someone who failed psychology but found their true calling via TikTok. Don't forget your indispensable conscious astrological business coach, your sound bath DJ, and your somatic Instagram influencer who guides you through polyvagal resets, while selling you mushroom coffee that tastes like forest floor. And of course, you can't heal if your apartment doesn't look like a posh hippie cave. So you need linen curtains, jute rugs, 43 candles, and exactly one decorative vintage book you'll never read. Let me guess. Women who run with the wolves? The irony? You're more anxious now than before you even discovered the term trauma. Back in the day you at least only had one or two, now each of your traumas has a trauma. Because somewhere between healing your inner child and buying a $1,111 wounded feminine online retreat, you accidentally reparented your bank account into oblivion, your body into exhaustion, and you deconditioned your nervous system into an infant-like one. You are not healed yet? Great. I mean, trust the process. It takes time. And this 5-week program for $999 with someone named Luna Starflower who promises to help you reclaim your sovereign goddess nature untainted by Eve's sins. You're told to regulate your nervous system by lying on the beach in Costa Rica. Meanwhile, your landlord just raised the rent again. But get yourself a weighted blanket and buy this whale sound playlist. Feeling hungry? Just get yourself some overpriced banana bread with plant-based honey, aka sugar, from a conscious bakery. Feeling heavy? Try medicine puking under the full moon. And if that doesn't work, you're probably still carrying karma from Atlantis. Lost all your electrolytes? There's a supplement. Need boundaries? There's a great course for that. You'll basically repeat a no in all the possible tonalities, but hey, it's Prime. Need closure? There's a card deck, a retreat, and a journal prompt bundle. Just choose. Still sad? Have you tried screaming into a pillow? Not feeling sexy? Here, take some adaptogenic gummies that vibrate at the frequency of Venus. They don't work, but they do come in biodegradable packaging. And don't you dare question any of this. Because that's such a low vibe, and you're projecting. And I am sure you haven't yet tried ukulele chanting in a hand-woven Bolivian poncho drop shipped from AliExpress. So here's your healing summary. By now you've unblocked your chakras so many times, they're considering blocking you back. Or ghosting you, it's a thing. You know thousands of people. Cringe with your old non-spiritual friends. But hey, you're in a community. Which is what we now call any WhatsApp group, Telegram cult, or a random circle that gathers to worship themselves and no one actually knows your last name. Or the first one. They probably call you Deva or Prem something. You keep your low-vibe family and relatives at an arm's distance. But you kept your narcissistic mentor close because she once told you you're a mirror ball of divine feminine codes. And she says pussy in every sentence, because hey, she reclaimed it, as if she personally discovered the clitoris and invented feminism. You've got spiritual sisters who would sell you a $1,200 womb healing retreat faster than they'd bring you soup when you're sick. You don't date anymore. You are above that, so now you just call in your sacred feminine. And reject anyone who isn't an activated divine mirror of your unhealed twin flame polarity while you're quantum leaping into aesthetic union. You are manifesting your soulmate with Pinterest. He will hold you gently, has a mysterious look and a trauma-informed crypto portfolio. He surfs and sweet talks his way into your divine womb gate but has the actual emotional availability of a rescue dog. He might as well be a Midjourney and Trinity AI descendant. But you know he'll find you. When you're finally healed enough. When your feet is aligned. When you stop eating gluten. You probably don't even want a man. But a walking Lightroom preset with attachment theory vocabulary and matching skin routine. Meanwhile, your actual DMs are full of dudes named Brad sending hey, but don't worry, they're just mirrors for your unhealed shadow self. You're surfing the waves of radical softness into full-blown infantilization. Cradling your inner child like a Victorian ghost while avoiding taxes, rent, and confrontation. Every week, a new retreat. You're healing in Tulum. Surrendering in Bali. Chanting in Ibiza. Integrating in Portugal. But you still don't know how to have a hard conversation with your mom. Your spiritual ego now wears linen. You talk about holding space, but couldn't hold a boundary if it came with instructions and a diagram. You forgave your ancestors on a Zoom cacao ceremony. Held by someone named Sage Moon who pronounces trauma as trauma. You're on purpose now. Right? Wait. Maybe not. Maybe you still need that $7,000 life purpose activation mastermind or festival. Because clearly something is wrong with you. And until you solve it, you'll keep buying programs to fix a problem that may not even exist. Welcome to the sacred temple of your higher self, sponsored by anxiety, TikTok algorithms, and $77 moon-charged water. Where healing is no longer a journey. Now it's a personal brand. You're not depressed, you're just energetically misaligned from your purpose. But don't worry. There's a 12-step new moon mastermind launching next week, if you're ready to invest in your expansion. We chant. We micrododge accountability with astrology. We trauma bond. We inhale air and call it grounded integration. We ghost our families because their vibe is off. We cold plunge our rage and journal until the inner child shuts up. We praise the Dalai Lama, quote Rumi, and cancel anyone who dares mention Taylor Swift or Super Bowl. We won't touch Gucci, but drop $900 on a hand-dyed sacred dress from an imaginary woman named Ashara. From Peru. Who lives in a Mongolian yurt, accepts payment in Ethereum. And dropships from China. We heal our lineage by forgiving our ancestors on Instagram Live. We send gratitude to our parents in Instagram stories. And of course, we don't do drugs. We do plant medicine. In Peru. Or anywhere. With a shaman. Or anyone. Who accepts PayPal. And the best part? We look back and say, look how far I've come. #journey, #transformation. Welcome to the $4.4 trillion wellness industry, where Kundalini activation sessions promise rebirth, with a symbolic $444 rebirthing fee. Where ancient wisdom cacao ceremonies are led by Becky from Ohio, who once did ayahuasca in Tulum and now identifies as a womb witch. Doubting the power of transformation? It's obvious. You're just resisting your higher self. Welcome to the $4.4 trillion wellness industry, where your delusion is bliss. Welcome to Chakra Capitalism, where healing meets hype, and we dissect both. Joke aside, we're not here to burn every sage stick or cancel every life coach. Some of this stuff does work. Your nervous system does matter. Your childhood trauma is real. And yes, sometimes catharsis does hit harder than 3 years of therapy. But here's the problem: the wellness industry isn't regulated. It's self-help meets Silicon Valley meets snake oil meets irreversible neurosis. Anyone with a ring light and an inner child healing course can slap a price tag on your pain and call it sacred. And when the line between healing and hurting yourself gets blurred, we're left confused, and kinda pretty damn anxious. This channel isn't here to tell you to throw it all away. And it's not here to tell you that you're broken and need to buy your way back to wholeness, either. We're here to pull back the curtain. We'll explore what actually works, and what is just peer pressure with better branding. We will talk about trauma, somatic therapies, healing, burnout, vagus nerve, and yes, chakra capitalism. Sometimes we'll praise it. Sometimes we'll roast it. Because in this game, salvation and scam often come in the same packaging. It could save you, but it might as well kill you. And no one's gonna tell you that, let alone take accountability. Still, the wellness world isn't just a circus of cacao, cults, and curated Instagram aesthetics. There's real gold in there. Ancient practices. Real nervous system regulation. The actual trauma healing. Somatic intelligence. Ways of living that the mainstream world still doesn't understand, or is just starting to monetize. Many of these practices, therapies, supplements, can offer real healing if you build a critical opinion and proper assessment of what works and what doesn't. Capitalism is not going anywhere. But when your trauma becomes purely a business model, when nervous system healing becomes a flex term, and when your pain becomes your brand and someone's perpetual profit, then it's time to ask some hard questions. If that sounds like your flavor of uncomfortable truth, subscribe, support us, and remember, your trauma is not a trend. On this channel, we're not here to cancel wellness. We're here to deconstruct it. With wit, depth, and zero fluff. In the next videos, we'll be exploring topics like why somatic healing is powerful, and why it's being sold like it's a spin class. How finding your purpose became a capitalist trap in a spiritual disguise. The rise of trauma informed everything, and what that actually means, and doesn't. How feminine energy got rebranded into a luxury product line. And why your nervous system dysregulation might just be burnout, boredom, or not having health insurance. And also, why spirulina, your beloved green sludge, may be quietly loading you with heavy metals. How trendy supplements like ashwagandha can wreck your sleep, hormones, and sanity if taken blindly. What biohacking gurus and barefoot coaches won't tell you about adaptogens, nootropics, and wellness pills that overpromise and underdeliver. How longevity, blue zones, immortality, and more make or don't make sense. How clean products are often just greenwashed marketing with a side of endocrine disruptors. The wellness world's love affair with psychedelics, and how some people are just microdosing their way into dissociation. Why $900 consciously sourced dresses are divine feminine expression, but Gucci is spiritually bankrupt. And how could we forget vegan leather, the sacred cow of eco-luxury hypocrisy? We don't eat meat, but we do love our pants and foodies made of petroleum, moral superiority, and cognitive dissonance. If you're into truth with teeth, spirituality without the superiority complex, And wellness that doesn't smell like puke with a pinch of neurosis. Welcome to Chakra Capitalism channel. You're not broken. You're just in a system that profits when you believe you are. If you've ever felt like your anxiety had a marketing budget, hit subscribe. It's free. For now. Unless we turn it into a 6-week nervous system bootcamp with early bird pricing. Welcome to Chakra Capitalism YouTube channel. Where healing meets hype, and we dissect both.